We are back talking dat Vedanka-donk. And today, our reflection related to yesterday's reflection, where we touched on this knowledge bomb within Vedanta that you must feel to understand, and you must understand what you feel. So go check out that reflection if you want a primer on that concept. But today's is on cultivating the Sakshi, the witness. I touched on that in yesterday's reflection, but it's something that I want to build out a little more fully for today's reflection, the Sakshi. I was with one of my friends back in Texas a little while ago, and he was talking about his nails, his fingernails, that were just hurting him. And 2 of them were bleeding because he has this tic of biting his fingernails. I looked down at his nails and I was blown away by how much he bites his fingernails. So surprised. He's, 38 years old, and this is a habit that most people don't have at 38 years old, but his fingernails, it was some of the worst. Nervous tic behavior that I'd ever seen. And I immediately asked him, how long have you had bad anxiety like that? And he looked up at me. He lives in a small town in West Texas, and he looked up at me and said, anxiety? I don't have anxiety. This was months ago, probably 7 or 8 months ago, and I think about that probably once a week. To have a symptom of something bigger that's going on, but be completely unaware of what's happening beneath the water's surface. This concept of the Sakshi, the witness, and cultivating the witness is using our intellect to see, to observe what our mind is doing, what our body is doing, what we're doing in a social scenario, what we're doing when we're driving alone, biting our fingernails, reaching for that 3rd, 4th, 5th drink. And this friend actually drinks about 4 drinks a night. And the connection between that and increased anxiety the next day is crystal clear at this point, scientifically. But the inability to see that he even had anxiety, as is said often at the ashram, to have a disease is bad enough. To not know you have it is fatal. The lack of awareness, the lack of a witness to what we're feeling, what's going on, will manifest itself in countless symptoms. It's not even the symptoms. It's not the fingernails that are that interesting. It's that he's so ignorant of what he's feeling inside. We are so ignorant of what we are feeling, what we're going through, what we're experiencing, that it destroys worlds around us. He has 4 children, and I'm sure that anxiety at that level is not serving them well. He has neighbors, he has employers, he has employees that are not being served by that blindness to what's going on just beneath the surface. This is not a deep 10 years of excavation. It's with a therapist. This is just knowing, hey, wow, I have some intense compulsions going on to where I will chew through my nails till they're bleeding. No one around me has such a compulsion. Maybe there's something that's causing this that I'm contributing to. Maybe it's worth looking at what are some choices that I could be making that could be causing such a significant symptom that he said it is hard to hold things because of his nails. The word man comes from manus in Latin, which means hand. To be handy is to have control and use of these little mitts, these hands. And when we're dealing with things on an emotional level that we don't understand, that we can't witness and observe, that we identify with so fully that we just think that's life, that's who I am, that's what existence is going to be about. Experience is about just nervous tics, biting fingernails, elevated stress, needing 4 or 5 drinks a night to go to sleep. That identification with that experience, that makes us less handy to where it hurts to use his phone. That's what he told me. Cultivating that witness, that objectivity, that observation of what's happening for someone that you love, even a stranger, is a perfect reminder to turn that inward, to see where we are making the exact same metaphorical mistakes. They might not be literal. You might not be biting your nails. But it might be reaching for that 2nd, 3rd, 7th piece of chocolate. It might be reaching for your phone to write that angry text back to someone. Whatever it is, that experience that my friend is going through, that is all of us. And with the development of a little elbow room, a little space, a little objectivity, we can dissect, discern, figure out what is just as unnecessary, what that unnecessary pain that we're going through is, that we ourselves are causing primarily because we don't even recognize the underlying problem. We think it's our fingernails. We think it's a bad habit. But when you cultivate that witness, that objectivity, that ability to observe what's going on, you end up being able to see more and more of the story at hand. Pun intended. That's today's reflection on the Daily Vedantic. We'll see you next time.